What's going on, Matt? Man. So yeah, I have 3 lineups and it's tough. It's tough deciding. There's a bunch of things that are like relative close coin flips for me, but hearing that about the Roto Grinders projections was pretty funny. I haven't seen the starting line. Well, I will bring up this tweet 1 second. That I think can somewhat be trusted. Let me go back and find it. This tweet right here could be the starting lineup for Slovenia, which would be a bit weird because a lot of their main guys aren't on the starting lineup, like Toby and Kankar and Dragic. But I guess it doesn't make it's not that different because we've seen a lot of these Olympic teams go to their starting players, their original starting players, and their better players coming off the bench. So even though Demech may start, doesn't mean he's going to play all that much. I still expect Toby to probably play 26, 28 minutes. But if you look at the last competitive game from Slovenia, actually I'll bring up the Slovenian game. They played all the qualifying games, but only one of them was really competitive. And if we go bring that game up, outside of Luka Doncic, the minutes were pretty spread out, even from a guy like Toby. Toby only played 24 minutes in this game, split it up quite a bit. Kankar played 29. So it's hard to trust these Slovenian guys outside of Luka, given their price. And that's why I'm so standoffish on playing these guys. And so the fact that Toby's going to be so high owned today is it's nice to hear, because I'm going to be all over Luka, and I'm going to be all over the other 9K guys, or 9K and above guys, I guess, and Rookie Rubio, Luis Scola, and Rui Hashimura. I think that when it comes to roster construction today, I mean, it's already a given, at least to me, that you're going to end up playing Luka. But then you're going to need to choose 2 of the 3 between, I guess Campazzo's up there, but he is a distant underdog to these guys. I would much rather prefer Ricky Rubio, Rui Hashimura, and Luis Scola. Pick 2 of these 3 guys and then go to town with your values, because there's a lot of them. They're not as trustworthy as they were yesterday, but the mid-range value leaves a lot to be desired. There's really nobody in like the 6 and 7K range that's even viable to me, or the 8K range. What's going on, Rickon? Saw someone predicting Facu, Brusino, Garin, Scola, D'Elia starters, but he's a rando. I mean, that makes sense to me. No. I'm almost certain D'Elia is going to start. I love D'Elia. He's 3,900, I believe, or 38. He's 3,900. Should be the starting center for Argentina. One of my favorite value plays on the slate overall. And then Brasino. Yeah, this is what it really comes down to for me. A lot of my 1v1s in my lineups comes down to the shooting guard spot. I mean, this is disgusting. Like, there's no reason you should be paying up for shooting guard. Like, these guys cannot be trusted at all. I guess they have upside, and it would make you a bit contrarian playing them, but I'd much rather pay down for a guy like Hajima or Brasino. Both these guys should play a bit north of 20 minutes, a bit scoring reliant, especially in the case of Hajima. I think he's really scoring reliant, doesn't do much on the boards or the assists. Brasino can dish the ball out. So if he does start, I would like him. Man, it's a toss-up for me. As of now, I'm pretty sure I know Hajima is going to get more minutes than Brasino, unless Brasino gets a start. So I guess we'll see. got to start Toby, though. I mean, Toby coming off the bench, I think is fine. I don't think it's necessary that he starts. I mean, we look at Maudao Low, like he was one of their better players yesterday. He came off the bench and then played the majority of the game. I think that's a situation that we're going to see today from Slovenia. If this is true, this is actually the starting lineup for them. I wouldn't expect big minutes out of all these guys. The only guys of this starting lineup that I would trust is Doncic, of course, and then Miric. Miric is starting. I mean, if you look at the previous, we'll bring him up and do some research on him right here. Played 19 minutes in the competitive game. And for this price and how weak small forward, much like shooting guard is, I think that's more than viable. Look at the prep games and the qualifier games. In preparation, he averaged 27.5 minutes, 17 minutes in the qualifying games. But I expect those to go up a bit more since these games matter a bit more. Although the games did matter for Slovenia, they did need to win to get into this tournament. Aiden, I appreciate this subscription, man. Go back to the World Qualifiers in Eurobasket and World Cup games. I mean, he was averaging well over 20 minutes a game. I think we see a similar situation today. Rui over Yuta. Yeah, I think Rui is I think he's somewhat substantially a better play in my opinion than Yuta, just because here, we'll bring up Rui. We go back to previous World Cups. This is after his rookie season. So he was still 21 years old. A 2-year leap isn't that much, but when you're going from 21 to 23 and adding on real NBA experience, Yuta's a bit older. You can gain a lot of skills in that time. And Rui averaged 29.7 minutes, 13.3 points, 5.7 boards, 2.3 assists. But look at the preparation games before that. In the 4, he averaged 27 points per game. Only played one preparation game before this, and he averaged 19.7 rebounds, 2 assists. Now, Yuta's numbers are a bit skewed in the preparation games because Rui only played one, but they are going to be so top heavy. These guys are going to play a ton of minutes. I think that they end up playing, if they want to be competitive, they're 19-point dogs. They're going to have to play like 30, 32 minutes in this game plus. They could play more than that. So I do like Rui a bit more. I think he is a bit more efficient scoring-wise, and I think he's going to take more shots overall as well. Pau or D'Elia? Pau, in my opinion. D'Elia is probably going to play a couple more minutes, but Pau he's still efficient. I mean, if you look, he still plays in the EuroLeague even this year at the age of 41, and he only plays like mid-teens minutes, and which we're probably going to see from him tonight. He's probably going to play like 15 to 18 minutes, but he could put up a near triple-double in that time. Or not triple-double, double-double in that time. Very efficient when he's out there. And in these World Cup games, these older bigs really get it done. So I do like Pau more than D'Elia, but I mean, play both. I think they're both great plays. Tony, you're so rich. Dude, was that your screenshot that you won, that Cam Champ plus 100 or plus 1,000? Or wait, what was it? Whatever the Cam Champ one was. I have a GMAT shooting guard. Tough to pick from Brasino, Tanaka, and Rodriguez. I think Rodriguez is probably the safest of those guys. And then depending on if Brasino starts, and then Tanaka is fine. I would be more interested in Tanaka than probably Hijima if he was playing shooting guard, but unfortunately he's point guard eligible only. And I'm trying to get to a ton of Ricky Rubio, Sergio Rodriguez, and Luka Doncic. So my guard spots are pretty filled up for the majority of my lineups, but yeah. Like Edo Miric. Yeah, Edo Miric is one of my favorite value plays for sure. We attempt to game stack or simply play the best guys on the board. I mean, it's only a 2-game slate, so I'm not really looking to game stack or do anything like that. I'm just trying to play the best plays because they are slim pickings today. It's not like yesterday when there was just so many good plays to take advantage of. So, like I said, just to go over what I think the strategy is for lineup construction, I think you play Luka. And then I think you play Ricky Rubio, Luis Scola, and Rui Hashimura. 2 of those 3 guys to pair with Luka Doncic, and then you go to work with the values. Do you like Toby or Marcus Gasol more? That's tough. I mean, I'd probably have to say Toby. I mean, that's tough. I don't really like either. I wouldn't play either. When it comes to center, I'd much rather pay down for Pau Gasol than D'Elia. But if I had to pick between the 2, it's probably Toby. Thoughts on playing Yuta and Rui together? I mean, if you're playing Yuta and Rui together, I would want to bring it back with Rubio, but that means you would be fading Luka, because if you think that they're both going to go off, that game's probably competitive, and Rubio is going to be doing pretty well because he's going to be getting the minutes for sure. Yeah, I'm not really on that, bro. Any love for Garuba? Yeah, Garuba is one of my sneaky favorite value plays today. He's only 3,100. For Spain, he's 19 years old. Super, super effective when he's out there on the court. And, you know, he's played time at the 4 next to Pau Gasol. And he's so these centers for Spain, they will play next to each other at times. Like all 4 of these guys will play next to each other, not at the same time. But so they're splitting minutes at the 4 and the 5, so that opens up a couple of minutes. Garuba, I think, plays probably 14, 15 minutes. But he could be over a fantasy point per minute player pretty easily. And at 3,100, yeah, I like that quite a bit. And I don't think Garuba is going to be very high owned because I've not heard anybody talk about him outside of myself. So anyone you like for a cheap small forward? Yeah, Ito Muric is pretty much the consensus cheap small forward in my opinion. 3.8K. If you want the only other viable ones are probably Edwards and to a certain extent Gabriel Deck, just because his minutes should be there, but he's 7,300, and so I can't really justify that price tag. I'd just much rather pay down for Ito Miric. He's got experience with this team in years past, and he should play low 20s minutes. Can I send you a screenshot of my lineup and tell me what you think of on Discord? Yeah, for sure, man. Send it over. But yeah, luckily we get the 4-game slate back on Tuesday. There's going to be no Monday slate outside of the showdown in the early morning. And they did not change the prices of too many guys, so we're going to be able to go back to the well with Yak. I don't like Deck, too expensive. Yeah. Deck is just way too expensive. I think he's on the showdown. I think he's fine if you can get to him. But personally, for the showdown, I'm leaving a ton of money, like 3K. So, oh, Matthew, I'm looking at you right now. Yeah, run that lineup for sure. But I would say make sure to switch the players around. So, like switch Luka with Ricky Rubio, switch that around. So, in case somebody's ruled out for whatever reason, you have more flexibility in your lineup. You don't want to have a player playing in the first game locked into your utility spot. So, but I do love that lineup for sure, man. Unfortunate FanDuel does not have anything because cashing was incredibly easy. Incredibly easy. Because Nando De Colo was like in the teen. I think he was like 18% owned in the showdown on FanDuel. It was ridiculous. And we cashed super deep, and that was with KD having foul trouble and being in our top spot. But I wish we could get this starting lineup for Argentina. If we do find it, it will be posted by somebody in the Discord. And if you guys haven't joined the Discord, make sure to join that, man. It should be linked below. Why is Garuba a good play? Yeah, so Garuba is, I mean, just to give an elevator pitch on him, he's a really young, active guy, should get mid-teens minutes in this game. And actually, this game is a 19-point spread, so if this game gets out of hand, he's going to get even more playing time, and he is just super, super active, high point per minute player. So anytime that he's out there, he's going to be doing well. And if you look at the preparation games, he was getting in the first quarter, so he's definitely in the rotation. I think he's and he's only 3,100. That's the whole thing with him. Hernan Gomez or Powell? Powell for me. I think Powell's a lot safer. 4,300 left at forward spot. Anyone you like? Assuming you already have Mirich. Let's take a look. I mean, yeah, this is a gross spot. I mean, honestly, it's probably Garuba for me. You could leave the salary or make an upgrade. Any love for Edwards, or will his minutes go down with Rui back? Yeah, so I think Edwards probably gets hurt the most with Rui being back. We can go to the game. See how many Edwards got. So with with Rui being back this game, Edwards only played 19, and Edwards was playing more minutes than this in the previous games. He was playing 25, 27, 30. So his minutes come down. I still think that he probably plays about 20 minutes, which, you know, I can't really justify that at his price tag, and that's why I'm paying down for a guy like Mirich, but yeah. Do you think Rubio will produce enough if it gets to blow up? I mean, they're projected for like 85 points. So if this game is getting out of hand to the extent of 20 points, it's going to be on the back of Rubio. I said it before, but Rubio is going to... I think that there's a real chance that he could battle for the highest score in the Olympics. You know, he's pretty timid when he's out there shooting for the Timberwolves or an NBA team. When it comes to international, you know, he leads this team in scoring, and Marc Gasol and Pau Gasol are getting older, and he's clearly the best scorer, and he's going to have the ball in his hands the entire time. So it's hard for me to fade Rubio. I'm personally playing him in the 2 of my 3 lineups and in my main lineup. But yeah, if this game gets to the point where it blows out by 20 points, it's going to be because of Rubio. Luka's scariest fade. I mean, dude, you can't be fading Luka. That'd be wild. Luka's not needed. Was it Swank? Or who was it? Oh, it was IR Gun. Yeah, IR Gun's making a return, man. Who would you consider your scariest fade of the slate? Yeah, Luka for sure. Rudy Fernandez, worthwhile play? No, not for me. Nope, because I'm really looking to these top 3 guys of Luka, Scola, Rubio, and Hachimura. I mean, I think you need to be playing Luka, and I think you need to be playing 2 of these 3 guys. If you want to get a bit different, maybe go to a guy like Campazzo. Fading one of Scola or Rui is scary. Yeah, it's terrifying. That's why I'm kind of diversifying my lineup so I can get action on both. But I do prefer Scola slightly. Rubio is overshadowed in the NBA by Jimmy Butler, Wiggins. Now it's Edwards and Cat. Yeah, I mean, he doesn't need to score, but we know he's like a talented player. And especially in this game, I mean, him against these Japan guards, he should be able to do pretty much whatever he wants. How do we get these lineups? You can go to Patreon. It should be in the link below. I'm not sure. Or you can go to patreon.com/TaylorStuber. My lineups are already up, as well as my cheat sheets. And for the showdown as well. Claver or Kankar? Probably Kankar. I think his minutes are a lot more secure. He should be playing around 30 minutes tonight. We've got about 18 minutes to lock. If you guys haven't already and you're in here, make sure to subscribe. Would really appreciate that, man. Or drop a like. But I was messing around. I do have a lot of Garuba, but I was messing around with a lineup where I ended up fading Garuba. And again, this is like the hardest decision for me. Deciding between Hajima and Brasino. I think Hajima is more likely to play bigger minutes, but he is more scoring dependent than Brasino. Brasino, he can dish it as well, and he's a bit better on the board. So it's I think Hajima probably has a bit more upside, I will admit. Iragan is a clown. God, I feel like this slate is going to take me to the motherfucking bank. Yeah, I do like this slate quite a bit. It's a lot harder than yesterday, and I think that, I mean, that's obviously like a good thing. And after the projections that I heard about from some sites, I mean, it's ridiculous. But yeah, I was kind of messing around with something like this where I fade Rubio, which is fucking terrifying. Oh, what's going on, D Bailey? I seen you in the DK lobbies, man. What website can I use to look at the stats of previous games? Proballers.com. This is the site I've been using. Hernan Gomez likely to get minutes. Could be an interesting pivot from Powell. Historically high fantasy points per minute. Yeah, I mean, he's good in the NBA too, like on a per minutes basis. I think he gets less minutes than Powell. I think he gets minutes for sure. Like, he will get minutes. I would just rather have Powell for safety reasons. But if you have my cheat sheet, I have Powell as an A tier play, and I have Willie as a Hernan Gomez as a GPP play. So if you want to pivot off of him, off of Powell to Hernan Gomez, I think that's fine. Rui or Scola, if you had to choose, it's going to be Scola for me. I mean, Scola's going to play. I mean, they're probably both going to play somewhat similar minutes, but man, I'm telling you, Scola gets it done. Has anyone in the Discord found the lineups yet? Let me see if I can see it on the actual website. Because a little before the game, it will update. I can't remember. I think you go here. Oh my God. I'm pretty sure it'll be right here, and then they'll put an asterisk next to the starters' names. Although, this is like... I guess it doesn't have Dalia in it. I was about to say, oh, it's in number order. Big on banana peppers? Bro. Dude, banana peppers are fire. I always have a jar on deck for all pizzas and sandwiches. Dude, fuck pickles though, man. Pickles are the worst. Is 1,200 too much to leave on the table? No, I don't think so. Especially on this slate. I think that's more than fine. Because the mid-range options are just garbage. They're so bad. Scola, Power, Garuba, and Rubio. Probably Rubio and Garuba. I mean, damn, that's close, though. I mean, actually, I will say this. I think Scola Powell is safer. So if you want, like, the safe route, Yeah, Scola and Powell. Garuba, Rubio, more of a GPP. Comparative to Scola and Powell. I think they're both fine, though. I think they're both relatively safe. I just think Scola and Powell are a bit safer. Pickles are awful. Stream East, if you need to watch the game, you're welcome. Yeah, I'll check it out. Yeah, dude, I don't have cable. I don't remember, like, ever since I've ever moved out and lived on my own. I mean, it's been like 5 years, and I've never had cable. The worst. I'm pretty good at finding the streams of anything I want to watch. But yeah, I'm excited for this next slate. Luckily, the contest should be bigger. And there's going to be 4 games. And we've already seen the teams once. So, should be beneficial. There's going to be a lot of recency bias. I know someone mentioned it. I think it was Steph mentioned it in the chat. People like Nicola Melli, like, people are going to chase that. His production was unsustainable. Cable too expensive. Well, it's not even that. I mean, well, I guess. I mean, it should be free considering like how useless it really is. Like I would never use it ever. Tim, do you own Stream East? Kind of comes off like that. Quite the promo. Are there any bench guys that stand out as nice contrarian value pivots for you? Well, I mean, a lot of the value plays are going to be coming off the bench. So guys like Sergio Rodriguez, I think is a good player off of the bench because he's not going to start. Pau Gasol, he's not going to start. Brasino, I'm not sure if Brasino is going to start or not. He very well could and play about 22 minutes. I think he would be a good play. And then if you want to pivot, Sergio Rodriguez is probably going to be the popular guard value play. If you want to pivot directly off of him, play Vidalza. You know, he's a pretty solid player. Should be an NBA talent, to be honest. You're not helping your case, Timothy. I don't even want to check out this site now because I feel like I'm just gonna get all the viruses. Ten minutes to lock. Hopefully we can get this. Anything starting lineups wise that would make you flip the script? Hey, overreacting to starting lines? Nah, not really. Because yesterday, a lot of people would have gotten off certain players because they weren't starting, like Madao Low. Like, I wouldn't have got off of him because of that. And he ended up, like, blowing up the slate. So, no, nothing really. Keylogger. You think you're going to win that, Tony? Yeah, I'm going to have to set up 2 leagues because I want to do one that starts soon because I want to draft soon. And I think I'm going to do another one that starts like a week before or maybe a couple of days before the regular season starts. But dude, the NFL preseason starts in like a little more than a week. Like the Cowboys Steelers, like they'll probably have a showdown for that. That's August 5th. Is that the only game? And then, okay, then a week later, that's when they all really start. But that will be about the same time as the NBA summer league, which that kind of sucks because that probably means the summer league contest gonna be a bit smaller because the preseason NFL ones are probably gonna take over. Well, Bones, I mean, they will come out literally like 3, 4, 5 minutes before. So, if it came out already, that would be a surprise. I mean, I guess a guy like that he goes pretty late, so I guess that makes sense. Starters were posted in Discord. I appreciate that. Rick, and thank you for the subscription, man. If you guys are watching this, make sure to subscribe. Would appreciate that. Okay. Toby, Blazich, Tragic, Kankar, Doncic. Okay, so they have their normal starters for Sylvania. Scola, Campazzo, Dalia, Vildoza, Garino. Yeah. So if you're playing the showdown, I do like Vildoza quite a bit. Yep. I mean, this doesn't change anything for me. I think this is more than fine. Mirich is fine. Mirich coming off the bench. I mean, if you go back and look at his games, like he's still gonna play solid minutes. When the game really mattered, he played about 20 minutes, so I think he's fine. But I do like Hijima more than Brasino now that I know Brasino's coming off the bench. And then if you're playing the showdown and you're part of the Patreon group, I do like Vildoza in that last spot. But, dude, I mean, you can't trust any of these small forwards. It's so bad. Unless you're paying up for Rudy Fernandez, I guess. I mean, but that means you're fading Scola. You're fading Rubio, Luka, Rui. Tough. Hajima or Garuba as value? Probably Garuba. That's tough, though. Probably Garuba, though. Rodriguez or Vildoza? Rodriguez for me. But, again, it's another one that's relatively tough. I think Vildoza probably plays more minutes, but Sergio's so active when he's out there. Best ball NBA, please. Dude, I think Underdog does do that. I think they do best ball for, like, the day. I'm not sure. I was talking to them earlier, to a marketing guy. Any chance you could finish that lineup? Come on, man. I can't get banned again. That would be very sad. But yeah, Sergio was playing this many minutes in the prep games. He's gonna play more minutes in the games are competitive. You know, it is a 19-point spread, so might not be that competitive. Yeah, I suppose it is a bit closer. If you want to get off of a popular Sergio Rodriguez, you could pivot to Vildoza. Just get a bit different. I think Vildoza will end up being a bit lower owned. Tanaka or Vildoza for me. You still prefer Mirich and Showdown line and leave 3K? I do. I still like Mirich there. Got 3 minutes to lock. Yeah, if you have any last second questions, make sure to throw them in here. But man, this game is going to be pretty fun to watch. Luka versus Luis Scola just going back and forth. Both of them breaking Olympic point records all in one game. Why doesn't Argentina give more minutes to their starter? The best player is getting less than 25 minutes. Yeah, but those were just preparation games. So they're going to play more minutes in the real Olympic games. Like these are games these are like warm-up games. I mean, I'm sure Toby's going to do well. I mean, I just prefer the other guys a bit more. Especially given his position. I think that you can get away with playing D'Elia and Pau Gasol for cheaper. You can't really do that much at the other positions. Yeah, I agree, Matt. Minute and a half till lock. Make sure to lock in your lineups if you haven't already. That would not be ideal. Man, I'm surprised we've had over 40 viewers at this time of the night. You guys are degenerates. But if you're a degenerate and you're watching this, make sure to join the Discord. Come sweat it out with us all night. There was people in there literally all night watching the game. So link is in the description. That's completely free. 1 minute to lock. See you after. I have the 20K in my pocket. Good luck, man. Dude, that horse diving shit was wild. I have never seen any shit like that. I thought the horse was gonna fucking die. And I'm sure these horses have died in this thing. Do you like Rodriguez more than Vildoza more? I like Rodriguez a bit more. I think he's a bit safer. But Rodriguez is going to be higher owned. And so if you want an edge in lower ownership, go with Vildoza. 15 seconds left. Dude, Ethereum's on the up and up. Showdown Vildoza or Brasino Vildoza. Alright, guys. It is lock time. I'm going to sweat this game out. I'll be in the Discord watching it with you guys. Gonna check out this ownership percentage. Appreciate you guys being here. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe, join the Discord. Links are all in the description. Follow me on Twitter. I'll be back tomorrow for my 4-game video for